What's going on, YouTube? It's your friend in the neighborhood, Young Chevy Truck, and today I really want to get this in the truck today. This is that little plate that I was telling you guys about. This is supposed to help me mount my shifter high enough so that my short arms can reach it. So, because you know it's a truck, so the floor isn't necessarily your fault. You sit high off the floor in a truck, so that's what this is for. So of course, I need to get some drill bits that'll go through here. I'm literally just gonna bolt this thing straight to the floor. I'm going through the carpet, I'm going through the mat, I'm going through whatever is in its way. I'm just gonna bolt it straight to the floor and call it a day. Because look, most of you guys I know don't know this, but the truck is really rusty. So I plan on actually swapping the cab one day. So I really don't care about, you know, keeping things original here, like, because I do plan on swapping the entire cab one day for one that's a little bit more solid, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, and I also even thought about making a new hole here for the little quick release pin, because I actually want the shifter to sit up higher, and because right now it's just sitting on top of the that one adjustment. I feel like if I moved everything up a little bit higher, then I'd be able to lock this thing down higher up. Because right now, if I pull the pin out, it's gonna sink a little bit. Because I gotta, of course, drill in the hole, probably like right on the edge of it, to get it to. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this, but all I'm trying to say is that I might have to do some massaging in order to get this thing to sit where I would like it to sit. This first adjustment might not be enough for me. And if I do drill a hole in it with that first adjustment, then it might not be enough for when it's actually sitting in the truck. So I think right now I'm going to focus on getting the shifter bolted on top of it, because then that'll give us a good idea of what we need to do next. So yeah, I'm going to bolt that on there and then we'll talk about it. Alright, I ain't going to lie. That look kind of cute, don't it? Cause yeah, this is looking cool. And by the way, let me just say this now. These instructions don't really say what bolts go where. They don't really describe, like, or maybe I'm tripping and I just didn't notice it, but yeah, they kind of do. They kind of glance over what sizes go where, but I'm too impatient to look at them. So yeah, I'm kind of winging it and I'm kind of guessing. These, it's only 4 bolts for these kinds of bolts, but they're extremely long for no reason. And so I thought, okay, maybe they go up, but they could go back, you know, the opposite way. But I don't know. I just feel like they're not supposed to. I don't know. I'm kind of winging it, but like I said, there are only 4 of these, and there are 4 bolt holes on the shifter, so they got to be for that. And they're the only bolts in the kit that yeah, all the bigger ones, they don't fit. And then there's like one random skinny one and a couple other skinny ones. It just these have to be it. So yeah, basically it's bolted on now. And now I'm gonna have to go in there and kind of judge where it should sit. Getting excited, y'all. Getting excited, because I just threw this thing in here and I found like the perfect spot for it to sit, and it's perfect because I can reach it pretty much just fine. Like, I might have to lean forward to put it in park and, you know, reverse a little bit, but the gears that matter, you know, first, second, third, and drive, butter, just straight butter. So let me show y'all how I got this thing sitting here. I know it's kind of dark in here, but I kind of wanted to do this little sort of mocking up in my head thing before I go to the store and get, you know, more hardware. So, and like I said, I'm going through everything. I'm going through the mat. I'm going through everything. But this is where it's sitting. Just like that. It might be a little bit too much. How about trying to... There we go. Yeah. And sit right in the middle just like that. I need to, of course, turn it, make it somewhat symmetrical. But that's the best way to have it sort of flat and flush with the floor. If I turned it the other way and made it go kind of along this way, then it would be it wouldn't, all the bolt holes wouldn't sit flush on the floor, and there would be bolt holes that have dead space in them. And I'm trying to get this thing as flat on the floor as possible. And also in the same breath, I'm not taking the carpet out, so I guess that's kind of in vain. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. And it's going to be perfect, because like I said, nobody will be able to sit in here anymore. But honestly, I absolutely hate it when 3 people are riding in this truck. It's a pain. Because everybody's feet is just all over the place. So yeah, this is going to become a strictly, it's a true coupe now, alright? It's a true coupe. And like I said, I'm not really worried about, putting holes in the floor, because this thing is rusty anyway. I'm just trying to get my truck back, and I'm trying to make it happen. So, but yep, perfect. It literally is in perfect reach for me. In perfect reach. So first, it's in first now. Second, third, well, drive. Neutral, and then of course I gotta lean forward for reverse and park. So, where did I put it in park? There we go. Alright. But yeah, the whole project for the weekend is making sure that this plate is bolted down good, and then other than that, I'm not really worried about anything else. Plate needs to be down. Plate needs to be on the floor. So I'm probably gonna chop this up to a couple videos. Not really sure how I'm gonna chop it up yet. But we'll see. I think we should go ahead to the parts store, and we'll see how I decide to section off the footage. But let's go ahead to the parts store. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna put this one back, and I'll just get turning the lights out. I'll get the more expensive one.
Yeah, so we actually just closed, but you can.
We can finish.
Yeah,
get the
of
nuts
course.
and bolts. Okay.
Nuts and bolts are gonna be in 29.
29. All right. Thank you.
No problem.
No, I'm thinking a set of 4 that are 1 inch long.
Okay.
That's the
Or do you
game.
just want to just take the one and come back tomorrow? We'll just take this one as a.
You're gonna have to come back probably anyways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you need a nut for it right now, or you do? Next time?
We'll take a nut for it also.
Okay.
And what about the washer config? You want to worry about that tomorrow too?
Do you have a lock washer?
washers.
Flat washers and I should have some. Yeah. Lock washers.
So,
Alright y'all, so we went to Ace, and we got a couple of drill bits that are going to help us with the situation. This one obviously, we're making the bolt holes in the floor to the truck. And what we did is we bought just one that we can measure with. And then when we see how far it comes through the floor, then we'll mark it with a Sharpie, and then go back to the store and get the right size ones, just to get the shortest possible ones. And then of course, got a lock washer. I don't think I'm really going to be needing a lock washer, because it's not like this thing vibrates that much. It's in the center of the truck. Nothing spins or anything like that. So I mean, that's fine. I just figured, I don't know, just for my peace of mind, lock washer, and then a nut to go along with it. So yeah, I think we're just gonna focus on, for this video, we're just gonna drill the first one, find out what the right length should be for tomorrow, and then we'll go back tomorrow and then fully bolt everything together. Also, got smaller drill bits for actually putting the little quick release pin hole through the other half of the bracket. And yeah, so it's gonna be kind of hard to film the process of what we're about to do next, but I'll do my best. I've got a slight tilt in the shifter, just to allow for I guess for it to be a little more ergonomic for me. When it's tilted that way, I kind of have to, I don't know, cock my wrist a little bit, so it's nice to have it tilted just a little bit so that I can just effortlessly operate the shifter. It still needs to be bolted down, of course, so that's why it's hard to do. I got the plate in the flattest surface I can get, because we're literally bolting it right over the transmission. And I haven't decided if we're going to put the bolts facing down in, or have them facing coming up, or not yet. But I guess it all depends on how much clearance we have at the end of this, or what we find out after we put the first bolt in now. So, like I said, this is the flattest surface I can get it on, because down here we're gonna have bolts kind of hanging out in the wind, and they're gonna be kind of sitting off of I'm trying to keep the bolts flush. Like I'm trying to keep them flush instead of having them doing weird stuff. So this way, in this area, it keeps everything kind of flush and how it should be. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and start drilling and see what happens, because I can talk about it all day and not do anything. And I can think of about 20 people who talk about it and never do anything about it. So I'm not trying to be one of them people.
Why you say that?
Because it looks like somebody was crying when they had these on.
Oh, it might have been cold and windy. You want these? You think these might be cleaner?
It's fine.
They about
I'll make
the
it work.
same.
I'll make it work. I'm just being stupid.
We need to wash them both and we go back in because they're both cruddy.
Yeah. I don't think the whole hand protection thing is needed.
Okay. Your hand
Not yet, anyway.
Should be far enough away from the throwing of the Sharpies.
I'm thinking most of it's going to be down below, too, since we got the carpet and all that I'm going through first.
Oh, yeah.
Most of it's just going to shoot out
Unless
downstairs.
True. Unless you brush up against the sides of the base as you go through.
Yeah. Alright, well, I said I was coming here to do it, so.
It's going to be easier than you think.
Yeah, probably. I think that's what scares me.
Oh, okay.
Yep, just, alright, I'm going for it, Kevin D.
Fine hole.
Do you think I should put a foot on this thing or a knee?
Nah, I think the tape's going to hold it there. I mean, you can if it makes you comfortable, but...
Yeah, I think I'm put a boot on it.
Definitely not a knee, though. A knee would have you too close to the action.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep. Sure you're through.
Yep.
Now you get a brush or something to get that crap off the bit because
ooh, it stank.
That bit is too sharp to grab with your hand. I think you can wipe it off.
Yeah.
Get a brush or something and get that off.
Now you see why I said we're gonna do one hole and then for the next one we gotta
at least have one.
At least have one bolt in it.
So suggestion now, just push the bit through the hole. Make sure we're all the way through. Not even spinning it, but just push it down in there and pull it back up. See if you're all the way through.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, all the way through? Good.
Yeah.
Now you can spin it if it helps it make it easy to come back out.
Spin it same way?
It wouldn't matter either direction to come out. There you go. Alright, we'll go find a brush somewhere.
I think we can do that after because I'm just trying to get
Gonna go for the next one now?
No,
I was gonna say, if you are, just drop a bolt down in that one from the top side.
Okay. We only have one. Remember?
Well, we got others I can scrounge up that'll go through there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I don't put bolts in there that match, I'm never gonna put bolts in there that match. They'll just be So that's why I just gotta like put them in the right way. Yeah.
Okay.
Could you grab them so I don't have to?
Sure. The bolts that we bought for the purpose.
I don't have to play Twister to get out of here.
Hold that.
Thanks. And the fact that I thought about doing all this ghetto stuff with the transmission in the car.
And even grab this carefully, because if you grab it wrong, it'll bite you too.
The fact that I thought about doing this with the transmission in the car.
No, you didn't.
I entertained it for about 2 seconds. Yeah, I don't think I want to continue until we have more bolts.
Okay, so that's it? That's a wrap for the night?
I mean, I thought we agreed on...
Okay.
Unless you want to go back out to Lowe's before they close.
809?
809? Oh Lord.
Nah.
You're about to do the me. That's my job. All right, y'all. So the Ghetto shifter plate install is going pretty good. Pretty good. Of course, we're gonna have to flip this around just for clearance reasons. We're gonna have to flip it around, put the washer on the other side. Just try to get as much clearance as possible, and leave just the bolt hex on the other side, and then I think that we shouldn't have any problems. Let me take these off. We shouldn't have any problems with clearance for the transmission if we do it like that. I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just thinking. I wasn't thinking about it. But anyway, let's just move on. Got to get more bolts because I thought that I was going to be using this first bolt to kind of mock up how the other ones would be. But I think I'm just going to get the exact same length, face them bad boys up, and just have those coming through the floor pointed up. And that should be fine. Should be perfectly fine. It should hold everything nice and sturdy. And I shouldn't have any issues. Yep. And like I said, I'm trying to get a new cab for this truck anyway, so that's why it's not really that big of a deal that I'm putting holes in my floor. Trying to get a new cab that, you know, of course is clean, doesn't have any rust, and, you know, painted all to match one day. I mean, but that's in a perfect world if you like the video and if you subscribe, because that lets me know that I'm doing something right. So just like that, y'all, I think this one's pretty much over. Like I said, I'm going to come back tomorrow. More bolts and everything. The whole goal of this weekend is just to try to get the shifter bolted in and ready to go. Bolted in, ready to go, and then we'll go ahead and worry about linkages and reverse light switches and stuff like that. Then we'll go and worry about that stuff after that's taken care of. It's just like that, y'all. I think that's all I got. I really appreciate y'all watching. I will see you in the next one, and have a good one.